This lesson's on 6.5, which is similarity and measurement. So example 1, now that we already know what similar figures are, is finding an unknown side length in similar figures. So in this case, if I tell you that RSTV is similar to WXYZ, and I want you to find the length of VR, we can use the ratio of the side ST to XY to find, sorry about that, let's just get this closed, to find the length of V to R, because we do know the length of Z to W. So for example, we can say that the ratio of XY to ST is going to be equal to the ratio of Z to W and V to R. So then we can just plug the numbers in. So we know Z to W is 15, X to Y is 10, S to T is 14. Now we can use cross multiplication to solve for this. So 10x equals 14 times 15, which is 210, divided by 10, x equals 21. So we can conclude that the length of V to R is 21 inches. So that's an example how we use these ratios to help find an unknown. So I want you to give it a try. In this case, I gave you triangles, and I'm telling you that PQR, so this direction, PQR, is similar to triangle VTS. So I want you to find the length of T to S. So make sure you set up your ratios correctly so that the corresponding sides match up. Example 2 is using indirect measurement. So a girl who is 150 centimeters tall is standing next to a tree. The tree and the girl are perpendicular to the ground, so they're standing straight up. The sun rays strike the tree and the girl at the same angle, forming two similar triangles. The length of the girl's shadow is 200 centimeters, and the length of the tree shadow is 1,600 centimeters, and you want to figure out how tall the tree is. So I like to start by drawing a diagram. And in this case, I drew my tree, and we want to know what its height is because they didn't tell us that. How tall is the tree? That's what they're asking. But the length of the shadow is 1,600 centimeters. The girl over here is 150 centimeters tall, and her shadow is 200. But since we know they're at the same angle at the top here, because they tell us that the rays of the sun strike it at the same angle, that means that these are similar triangles. So we can use the ratio of this to this, so the shadows, to find the length of the tree. So we know that the height of the tree divided by the height of the girl is equal to the shadows, the length of the tree shadow divided by the length of the girl's shadow. So we can go ahead and plug the numbers in. We get h over 150 equals 1600 over 200. And then we can use our cross multiplication to solve, and then our algebra to get h alone, which is 12,000 centimeters, or 1,200 centimeters. So the tree is 1,200 centimeters tall, which makes sense because if you look here, her height is shorter than the length of her shadow. So that means the height here also has to be shorter than the length of the shadow. So that's just the way to easily check and make sure. Example 3 is using algebra and similar triangles. So if I told you, given triangle JKL, so this big triangle, is similar to JMN, I want you to find N. This one's a little trickier because one's inside the other. We just have to pay attention. So we know that K to L over M to N is going to be equal to J to L over J to N. We don't know all the distances here, but we can still plug in. So in this case, because it's broken up, our J to L is actually J to N plus N to L, because there's two segments here. We know part of the segment, we don't know the whole segment. So then we can rewrite it this way, and then plug in the values. So we know 10 over 5 equals x plus 6 divided by just x. So now we can use algebra to solve for this. So the first thing we're going to do is cross multiply. So 10x equals 5 times, in parentheses, x plus 6. So we can use the distributive property to distribute that 5 and get 5x plus 30. Then subtract the 30 from both sides. Or, sorry, not to subtract the 30, subtract the 5x from both sides, leaving 5x equals 30, and solve x equals 6. So the length of j to n is equal to 6 meters. So I want you to give this one a try. So if you have s to z, I want you to find what this x is. And these are similar triangles. So what is z to u? So try to solve this on your own, set it up, and bring it with you to class tomorrow. That's all for this lesson.